Yeah.
Welcome to the MCTV Summer Takeover Podcast.
We taking over your
We've
phones.
got the crew today. I'm here with... Who am I here with? Don over here. We got Jesse Priest. We got
It's
Tony.
your boy, Tony.
And I'm Michael. And you're listening to MCTV Summer Takeover.
Yes, sir.
It's a very Jamaican summer takeover.
That's right.
It's
That's
very
fine.
high.
That's right.
Sorry
That's
for the
fine.
really bad Jamaican accent.
And these guys, look, these guys are, this isn't even a guest show. These are like the regulars whenever they want to be here. But I'm going to treat them a little bit like guests today. There's some things I want to know, things I want to talk about.
Okay. Here we
You
go.
can't have my passwords.
I don't, okay.
Can I have your social security card?
Only if you ask nicely.
So I want to
the
talk. We got some things coming up. Second Fridays is coming up.
Ooh,
They announced Oktoberfest. We had Strawberry Fest already, guys.
Yep.
We do a lot of good, great festivals in Coleman.
Yes, sir.
Is there a holiday like we're missing? Like we do the Christmas
we do
parade.
Christmas.
Is there anything
We
we're
don't.
missing?
Well, everybody is at home for Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving,
so
yeah. That's too close to Oktoberfest too, right?
everybody. Well,
New Year's, we don't.
New Year's?
But we don't
Already.
do anything for New Year's.
Yeah,
I've
we
always
don't.
thought that
We
was like a
should.
missed opportunity.
Didn't we used to do fireworks or no? Am I making that up?
No, we.
I mean, they're
we
probably
at
doing
least
on
do
the
fireworks. I think it's
probably
Sportsman's
do.
Lake or
Something
no
like
Smith
that.
Lake.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but we could have like
They have those on 4th of July.
we could have one of them big ball drop things
A
in
ball
the middle
drop.
of town square.
I've always said that Coleman needs
Yeah.
a chicken drop. Like it's a big egg. And it
Because
comes
we're
down
agricultural.
A pole. Yeah, well, chicken.
We're the
We're known for
chicken
the chickens.
capital.
I was going to say strawberry, but that's kind of too on the nose for Strawberry Fest.
Yeah.
But a chicken, and when it hits the bottom, it cracks open, or it's an egg, and it
It's
cracks
a
open at the
baby.
bottom.
Great
like
idea.
Like
Yeah.
a chicken.
Yeah, and then everybody down.
You better
And then we could all do the chicken dance.
You need to trademark that before.
Don, that is golden.
Trademark 2024
post
Dawn Talk.
I love it.
No, I'm just kidding.
Anything else?
St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patty's
St.
Day.
Patty's Day.
St. Patrick's Day. We can do something for St.
bit of the
Everybody-
Irish.
Yeah.
Dress up in green.
Have some
Some of my
leprechauns
relatives.
running around, dressed up as, that would be.
Jesse, I heard
So-
you guys
so I got-
something about
yeah.
the leprechaun.
Have you guys
What's
heard
that? What
the
is-
leprechaun story?
The what?
Like a real leprechaun?
Well, okay, so
Like many people? Or?
I can't say a whole lot about
What is this? Is
where
this like
this story comes from. It is local, apparently.
Yeah.
So you're saying this is a true.
This is a true blue.
Okay.
It happened
All right.
a few months ago.
Okay.
I personally know.
Not like the bear sightings.
No.
Okay, this is real.
Yeah, this is. I don't know the bear signs.
See,
But-
exactly. Nobody knows. No.
So like what happened is somebody I know and somebody else I know.
Okay.
There was this young man who what do they call those houses? Like we're
Group homes.
well, yeah, they're kind of like group homes, but it's not like he's on the spectrum somewhere, but he has to
Okay.
live at one of these
Yeah,
group
yeah.
home
Oh,
things.
assisted living home.
Assisted,
Kind of,
assisted
you
living.
know, and
Yeah.
like they have people check on them.
Yeah,
Okay.
like
Maybe-
they're almost like a halfway house.
Yeah, at the
kind
end of the
thing.
day
Yeah.
or something, you know. But they're pretty much they can live on their own, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so this dude that lives there kept calling his mom, and he was like, "Hey, mom, I caught a leprechaun, and like, you got to come check it out." And she's like,
Okay.
"Well, okay, son." Like, he just thought that she just thought that this was one of those random phone calls that he would come up with something off
Yeah.
the top of his head and
Yeah.
want to
Maybe get
talk to her
attention.
about, get attention or something. And
Kids do that.
yeah, and
Adults too.
yeah, adults, and I guess if you're on the spectrum, maybe a little more. And so she didn't put much thought into it because this has apparently happened. Not this
Yeah.
specific thing has happened. Anyways, so she's like, whatever, be over in a few days. I want to bring you some groceries and stuff like that. And he's like, okay. So he calls her the next day. He's like, Mom, you've got to come over and see the leprechaun I caught. And she's like, okay, son, like I'll be there. And then he called her again, and she's like, okay, seriously, this is kind of getting old, so I better go over there because he's not been on a kick this hard in a while about something. And so the mom goes over, and the son's just like uber excited, takes her to his room, and he goes to his closet door and opens it. And this guy has trapped a short, redheaded Jehovah's Witness in his closet.
No.
And has been keeping him alive by feeding him Pop-Tarts.
That can't be real.
This is true.
No.
True story.
Okay, this is almost too unreal to be true.
I
There's no
know.
way.
That's
He
what
had
I
a Jehovah's
said.
Witness trapped in the closet,
Yes.
feeding him Pop-Tarts.
Feeding him Pop-Tarts
Oh, man.
for like 2 or 3 days and kept this guy alive by Pop-Tarts.
Oh, now
I mean-
look, I may say something
Man.
stupid here, but like, so did they have cell phones or no?
Yeah, no, he does. Or
Okay.
wait, the Jehovah's
Yeah,
Witnesses.
yeah,
Well, I
yeah.
thought
Oh,
they
you know,
like,
I don't know.
I thought
Like,
they
is
walked
that how
around
he
in
could-
pairs all the time.
Yeah.
Or am I
What
thinking
happened to
of,
the other? So he got left.
No, Jehovah's Witnesses.
that's
I think.
different.
Oh,
kinda-
that's Church of Latter-day Saints.
or the Mormons.
Book
or
of
something.
Mormon.
Yeah,
Wow. So dude was locked up.
So
in
dude was locked.
the leprechaun.
Hey,
And like
hey,
you
you
could-
got to give it up to the Mormons. At least they're smart enough to walk around in pairs.
There you go.
Nothing against Jehovah's Witness. Not trying to upset
Man.
you witnesses out there.
Wow.
They probably converted this poor guy to something else. I bet he quit going around knocking on doors.
Oh man.
But seriously, and I mean, how did this not get out to
That's
the
a
to the
story.
public?
Yeah,
the
that's
cops-
a.
Well, I mean,
Were the cops
I think
involved?
it now is.
I don't know if the cops were involved. I don't know a whole lot of the story just because there was so. That's why I got to be kind of super
Yeah,
vague
there's-
about
yeah.
it
Yeah.
because
I got you.
you know there might
Yeah.
be like hippo laws somewhere that.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
So if you've ever caught
Prevent
a small person and locked them in your closet,
Yeah.
thinking they're give us a
Wow.
call. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we'd love to have you on.
And door to door.
If you're the Jehovah's Witness, we would like to have
Yeah,
you
if
come
you would, we'd
in on
love
the
to
show,
talk
please.
to you about this. Your experience, what kind of Pop-Tarts? Were
Yes,
they
were
good?
they
Were they
good?
hot, cold? What
Did he
was it?
cook them?
We,
You know?
that's the next. That'd be the great guess.
How do you
next
eat your
guess.
Pop Tarts?
Me personally.
Toasted.
You ever put butter on a Pop-Tart?
Whoa, whoa,
I just
no.
eat, if I eat them, I just eat them cold.
What is wrong with
Oh.
you?
What? I mean, it's-
Cold sometimes.
Okay,
When you're in a
first off-
crunch.
What's your go-to
First off,
Pop Tart?
my go-to
Strawberry
is
frosted.
definitely strawberry or cherry.
No.
If-
Cherry?
they don't ever have it, so that's why it's always strawberry. Which honestly tastes very close.
Nobody.
To the same.
I like-
Cookie. Go ahead, Jess.
Oh, cookies and cream's good. Is that what you was about to say?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
What's that purple one with like the turquoise
I
stripes?
know it.
It's a raspberry. Is
Yeah.
it
That what
like
it is? That's my
raspberry?
favorite. Yeah.
That's just
Okay,
candy
y'all
at this
going
point,
to the-
right?
You heat that old mule up.
Put it
Put a
butter
little
on.
butter on it.
Put butter and Pop Tart.
I used to eat some Pop Tarts. Listen, this is a true story. When I was a kid, my mom, I kept complaining about the Pop Tarts. My mom was like, "Why? You know, they're just Pop Tart." You know, I said, "No, something's wrong. Something's off." So she kind of got tired of hearing me, talk about it. She said, "Well, why don't you, write them a letter or something?" So I wrote Kellogg's, I guess, a letter. And I probably we forgot about it, but like 3-4 weeks later, we get a letter back in the mail, and they're like, "We're sorry, Mr. Sapp. We did change the recipe, but due to a lot of people responding, we're going back to the original
Wow,
recipe."
for real?
So yeah, so like
Michael.
11-year-old me knew
Thank
I
you.
had
Just
that.
devastated.
That's
Yeah.
right.
We have Michael.
Devastation at
to
11.
think. That's
Yes,
right.
thank
That
you.
palette.
That's it.
That palette over there.
The Pop
Keeping him
Tart.
stocked up.
Wait.
it.
So I have a question for real though.
Yeah.
Off-brand Pop Tarts or
Can't
Pop
do
Tart
it.
brand?
I can't. I don't think I.
I had to do the Pop-Tart.
I'm gonna be a
Like the
snob.
off- Yeah.
Yeah.
I could do either
I mean,
or.
I'm with you. You know
What off-brand though? Like Great Value, or is there
It
a
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
any?
Yeah, they're all kind of subpar. Like
I agree.
It's like there's
Now,
not
Pop-Tart
there's not
makes
enough
a killer
filling.
Pop-Tart.
They make a good Pop Tart.
And a lot of time, I mean, honestly, I like the ones without the frosting on it sometimes because
Yeah.
I'm old and simple
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Yes, Tony, I don't like every little thing different.
I'm sorry that we're going to keep continuing on snacks for a minute,
Let's do it. What are you?
but What about Uncrustables? Do you guys like those? Because
My kids love them.
I've
Yeah.
never had
See,
Okay, well,
Yeah.
see, I'm a child at heart,
Yeah.
apparently. But
You're talking about the peanut butter and
friggin-
jelly.
Okay, you ever frozen Uncrustable?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god,
That's where it's good. It's a good summertime
I mean, you
snack.
can toast them, or you can freeze them, or
Yeah.
you can just eat them.
Yeah.
But then my question is, what do they do with the Crustable?
I think they've.
I think there's a
found
missed
way
opportunity.
I think they've made it
Look,
to a
here's my
point where they don't
Jesse,
have to make the crust.
Look, I'm kind of that frugal parent. And I'm like, what are we doing here? We can just make peanut
Yeah,
butter
we
and
can
jelly
just make peanut-
sandwiches.
You got.
Yes.
We got.
Why are we paying-
Pop Tarts at
cut-
home.
I can cut the.
It's a little different
Crust.
though,
You
right?
can- you can
get the
can't
pie
make a
cutter.
Pop Tart.
Oh, yeah, you can.
You get a pie cutter.
That's hard.
You just make some bread, and throw some jelly in it, squish it, and put it in the toaster.
not
there
making
you
a
go.
Pop-Tart.
We got Pop Tarts at home, kids.
That's too hard.
That's
funny,
way
though.
too much work.
I like how we went from Leprechaun
To Pop
to
Tart.
Uncrustables.
Uncrustables are good. The
I
kids
mean,
love them.
You know,
I
it's
can
like
eat 'em.
Lucky Charms.
We got a lot of
That's
performers in here. I just realized 3 trained performers.
Train.
Who?
Oh, you didn't take drama in school?
I mean, I
Tony?
did.
Are you not a drama kid?
I was.
Oh, yeah, acting like you're not. You're acting like you've
He's
never.
acting like he's
I'm
acting.
acting. That's how good I
3
am.
trained performers. Listen, I'm going to bring this up. I'm not trying to bring anybody down, but sometimes everybody comes on and wants to talk about their greatest times, all this. I'm curious, Jesse, you've performed a ton. Have you bombed lately?
Bomb.
Yeah, like just had a bad
Like everybody's sitting at the
Bad
bar just
show.
drinking,
Like,
facing
nobody-
the
like,
wall.
you're like, man.
Nobody's engaging.
Yeah, like if
To be honest, there is a place in Gadsden
yeah.
that I do not like to play at.
Oh, you mean like it's regular, like
Yeah.
regularly you not
And it's only because there's like these, like you ever went to Jack's in the morning and there's that table, that circle with
Oh,
old men?
yeah.
Yeah.
What does Don call it?
The Liars Club.
The Liars Club.
Well, so these guys are like old vets,
Yeah.
veterans.
Yeah.
And everybody was always, they're like, man, I hate going and playing at said place because this old table just gives me so much crap. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
I was like,
Hold on.
I'm gonna try it.
Jesse, let me pause you for a second. Don, you gotta look at the TV.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because otherwise
I was looking at Jesse.
it looks like you're staring at me.
Oh,
Hey, Michael. How you doing?
It's weird. It's because of the Brady Bunch thing.
Hi.
I gotta
How
like
you doing, Tony?
I'm looking at
It's
Don.
Jesse? Jesse, is that you?
maybe I need
Hey.
to, or maybe I just need to rearrange them or something. But it does.
Okay,
it
I'm
looks
sorry.
like because I'll
Focus.
look. Yeah.
Well, for a
I'll look
second,
at the
because when
TV.
I was looking at Tony earlier,
Why?
me and Tony were talking,
Yeah.
Why,
and I'm doing this.
Yeah, when Jesse's
Stop
looking
it.
at Tony, it looks like he's
over
just
there.
staring out into nothing. And when I do that, I do the same thing when I look at Don. I'm talking to, like I'm, okay. Anyway, sorry about that. Stare at the screen. Okay.
I got you.
That's what we got to do.
Okay.
All right, Don.
Sorry.
Tony. Okay. I looked to my left. All right, sorry.
Anyway, so
sorry.
there's just this old table, old guys at a table, veterans, and I just couldn't get them into anything that I was playing.
What were you playing? Your typical,
And just
like you're good.
typical,
Okay.
you know,
typical
just stuff.
Jesse playlist.
So then it pops into my mind, you know what? These guys are going to die if I play Fortunate Son.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
then we just start out, burn out, you know?
yeah,
And then they start vibing with it.
yeah.
So then it's killer. And then the rest of the night they start requesting stuff. So it wasn't a terrible experience for me. But then this place, like every time I would go, it was like on Wednesday night.
Yeah.
And they were requesting that it be me and not the other artist that
Okay.
they had. So I was like an every Wednesday kind of thing for a little bit. And then my old guys disappeared. And like, I don't know where they went. So now
That was kind of your core.
yeah,
like,
and so the last time I played there, it was me and my fiance and her the 2 kids, and we just sat out there and I played for those 3.
Okay. Wow.
Because it's an outside patio,
Yeah.
and then there's an inside thing, and they roll this big door up on the side, and everybody in there is just playing pool and eating, and they're a bunch of like, I can't say what I call them. They're the God, what would you call
I don't know.
the F boys?
Oh.
Yeah, if you
Kind
feel
of
me.
like a younger, disinterested on their phone.
Yeah, and they're all about like
Little snooty.
I'm so cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
yeah,
go
yeah.
play with a girl at the bar.
Yeah.
Take them home.
What's the word for that nowadays? Other than what you can't
yeah,
say.
I know.
What do you?
Yeah, Sonny, let me tell you what they call
See, that's another thing. So let's talk about that for a second, because I think I'm kind of
Tony, you're doing the
how
thing
old?
now.
I'm 30.
Tony, you're doing the thing now.
There you go.
Doing what?
So
thing?
me-
I'm looking at
You're looking at Jesse, and look what it look. When you're looking at Jesse, it looks like you're just staring off screen.
So when I'm talking to Tony, this is
You
I look here and I face that way.
Go ahead, Jesse. Go ahead, Jesse.
I forgot what we were I know I lost it.
man.
So I'm 32. You said you're 30, and how old are y'all? Like,
Class of 2000,
Smoke free.
class
smoke
2000.
free. Class of 2000.
That's right.
so you guys, there's a little bit of a y'all graduated in 2000 for real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 10 years later, we graduated
There you go.
essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, back when I was in school, in high school and stuff, like I don't really remember anything other than like we had the punks, and
Okay.
then we had like the country kids, and I guess the jocks,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then you had my kind of friend group, which was kind of the outcast, because like we dipped, we smoked, we drank, we hung out with everybody.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So.
You were the
like,
all inclusive.
yeah, like we didn't care if you were popular, we didn't care if you were whatever.
Did your own thing.
We just did our own thing and vibed on our own frequency, I guess. So I don't know. Was there anything other than just those four? Because like nowadays, I don't even know what you do. Like you got dog kids,
All the
Oh, you're
furs.
talking about furries.
furry kids at
yeah.
school. They sent a letter out. Holly Pond is where I'm from.
Okay.
And they sent a flipping letter out in the mail to
this
other
true?
students. Yeah,
This is a true story.
I don't.
Yeah, they sent one out in Cullman too.
Yeah, about
Cullman
how
High School.
there were going to be students that were on all different levels of.
Hey,
Whatever.
high school was all weird for everybody.
I mean, of course, we all had that kid that ran around and barked, right? You know, like.
Was that?
But he
was
wasn't
that
a
you,
dog
Don?
kid.
Don had this face like I might have barked some. Don didn't bark. I went to school with Don. He was not barking.
We did have a guy though. He was several grades ahead of us. Remember? And I mean, I'm not gonna say any names, but he thought flies were so cool.
Yeah.
So I
Flies?
thought that was
Thought them?
Thought liked them.
Oh,
you know?
he liked
Like
flies.
he liked flies, which was
Isn't
different.
that a book? Lord of the Flies?
Well, I mean, it is a
Flies,
book,
but I
but
don't-
we're
it
not
don't-
talking about the
yeah.
book. We're talking about the actual insect.
Isn't that also an old ladies movie with a
Lord of the Flies.
Fly?
Oh,
The Fly?
The Fly.
The
Fly.
Fly with
Yeah.
Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's classic sci-fi.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
sci-fi.
He turns into the fly.
Yeah, I know some stuff. I know some stuff.
Sorry,
That's pretty good.
Michael gets that.
Don, have you okay. For everybody that doesn't know, I know everybody that's watching, y'all know Don Talk. Don's been running Don Talk. How long you been doing it?
Going on 5 years.
There you
5 years of Don Talk. What's your worst show? Have you had like a bad show? You've had a lot of good ones. They're almost all great.
I've had a couple bad ones. Yes.
What were bad about them?
The ones I'm on.
No,
Hey.
no, definitely not those. Jesse is a delight, to say the least.
But not because of the guest or the topic, but like,
No.
have you felt like you just?
There was some earlier shows where I just dropped the ball, or I felt that I dropped the ball
Yeah.
on a lot of them.
Yeah.
Or not a lot of them, but several of them. And I kicked myself for, being ill prepared or not feeling.
You just weren't feeling it
like
that
I
day.
wasn't feeling it that day.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
There was a lot of those. I mean, I've had
What about you guys? Let me bust in there, all you guys. Anybody answer? You don't always feel it, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
what do you do when you're? I mean, you've got a show.
I have shows like that.
When you're just not feeling it, do you have a go-to method to kind of
autopilot?
You've done it so much,
same.
Don. You too, Tony.
I do the autopilot.
Well, it's been a minute since I've done a stage play. So the one play that I know for a fact I bombed, only because it was Shakespeare. It was
well, to be honest, Shakespeare's kind of tough anyway.
It was what was it? Oh, Midsummer Night's Dream.
And you bombed it.
I bombed it.
What happened?
I forgot my lines.
You just
I could
blanked.
not. I could not remember my
out.
lines. Could not memorize those lines for the life of me.
Did you turn into a co-write?
No, there was one part where like I'm in my mind, like I'm having to memorize the dialogue. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not like
wasn't clicking.
Wasn't clicking.
Yeah.
And there
man.
was one scene where I was just trying to remember the next line, 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 and then I just blanked.
Wow.
And then the other guy, thankfully,
did they come in and help you?
Well,
Did
the other
they
guy,
rescue
he
you?
says my line, and I was like, "That's not what's next. That's not what's next."
No.
My head just jumbles up. It's like that's not what next. Thankfully, we're able to recover, but everybody loved it.
Yeah.
Everybody thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Cause and I was like, that was not part of the play.
Yeah.
Was not part of the play at all.
I mean, I've had.
Don, wait, are you talking about performance? Now, Don he's also a theater guy.
Yeah.
Are you talking about theater or Don talk? What are you talking
I'm talking about Dawn Talk.
Okay, tell us about it.
I mean, I've froze on stage before too, but the worst thing I think that has ever happened to me is on Dawn Talk. I called somebody by the wrong name the whole time, and it wasn't on purpose. It was because their name was similar to another
whole
name,
time.
and I was just like, I thought I was
think I
clicking.
remember that.
It was so bad. And
But it turned
at
out
the
to
end, he's
be-
like, "My name's da 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 da." I was like,
Yeah. By the way, my name is.
I was like, I'm so sorry.
That's my bad,
And I think
dude.
we ended up reshooting that one.
Yeah.
Because I had felt so
I think
bad.
we did.
But I had just like, I called him by, and I will say it was a him, but,
Yeah.
you know, it was just one of those situations where like,
Oh man.
hi, my name is.
I did this one time when I was a kid. It's kind of different, but kind of the same thing. Not a kid. I was probably in my mid-20s, and I kind of had kind of shot for a job. I probably couldn't, just kind of cold called, contacted this guy that ran this big company, and he was really excited to talk to me. Like, send me your resume. And I don't know. I tried to whip up something real fast. And I had done a lot of work for Blizzard before that, the World of Warcraft.
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
I won't get into that. But there's a lot of customer support.
Yeah.
So my resume, I'm writing all this. Anyways, he sends his email back, and he's just like, man, great. You need to come out here. We'll talk to you. But you may want to change costumer to customer in your resume, because I don't know if you're doing like apparel work or stage costumes.
What about?
I had it wrong throughout the whole thing, and it was
Spell-checking
it's like
can
you
get
can't
you every
even
time.
proofread this.
What
an
about
idiot.
tongue tied? I've gotten so bad on stage before where I've jumbled so many words and just quit the song, and I'm like, let me start over.
Yeah.
And it's 10 times worse when it's my songs,
Yeah.
Oh, your
because
own
it happens
songs.
way more.
Yeah. Oh man, Jesse. On that note, I got a question I want to ask you,
Yeah, we got.
and I want to ask if you'll be honest about this. What's the worst song you ever wrote? Like, do you have?
I'll be 100%.
You know what it is
honest,
right
yeah.
away, like you know it.
The one that I cannot stand,
Yeah.
and so when I was with the record label for a little while back in like.
Is this when you're living in like Nashville?
Yeah, like 2011. I wasn't living there. I was between here and there all the time.
Okay.
So, buzzing.
Buzzing. That's not a bad song.
Yeah, and people love it, but
That was kind of a
only-
hit, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Like, it got out there.
Yeah, it's played in Brazil and like Germany and all over.
Can
but
you give us a couple bars?
no, I'd like to not.
I'd rather not.
I'd rather not.
No,
but
that's
and I
funny.
get people vibe with it.
Yeah.
But it was just one of those songs where the label was kind of like, we need something upbeat, catchy. And
So you were kind of writing for.
Yeah, them.
So they kind of said, "Hey, get us."
So that's kind of why I have that
Give us
love-hate
that poppy
relationship.
sound.
Do you feel it wasn't like you feel like it wasn't authentic, or do you mean like
It took me 10 minutes to write.
I got you. Okay, all right.
There's your sign.
But then they also say, that some of the best songs in the world didn't take the artist that long to
Right,
write.
they sat down at the piano. Or
Isn't
something.
that what Drops to Jupiter?
Sure,
problem.
I'm sure there's
I think
100.
so.
There's
There's a bunch. Yeah.
Isn't that kind of a thing though that these artists and rock stars say like, I just whipped it up in 5 minutes, and I mean I know sometimes it's probably true, but sometimes
Well, that's like Beers, Bonfires, and Backroads. I love that song, but
great song,
it only
fun video.
it didn't
too.
take me long to write that one either.
So Jesse, let me ask you real quick. What is your songwriting process? Like, how do you? I mean, I'm not talking about like the quick ones. I mean, but like when you go in to make like what's your go-to
Strategy.
Like, do you have a
strategy,
method?
experience?
Yeah. What's your what is that?
Do you go sit in a field and just like look
Meditate?
at the nature?
I
or
have.
something?
I mean, I don't know. Like, I know songwriters. Like, I've done a lot of work with different songwriters in Nashville and stuff, and they have like a writing day where they all come together and we're sitting in a room and we're in a circle and we just all start spitballing ideas, like, whether it be divorce or if it's some kind of happy relationship or this, that,
so you
or
get like
we
a
try to
theme,
give each
kind of a
other
thematic.
ideas. Yeah. And then somebody will play a few bars and they're like, oh, yeah, I like this. But for me, I'll just be sitting there in the kitchen just playing and picking away and just enjoying the day. And then I'm like, man, this would be a killer line in a song. And so, like, with my song Holding Cinderella, it all started because I wrote a line that said, God, let me think. I had to think for a second because, like, it's weird. I can sing them, but I can't visualize.
It's kind of a different part of the brain, isn't it?
Yeah.
right.
It's a little
It's
different.
just on autopilot.
Yeah.
I think it's something like, but like our love was like a castle on the sand, but it washed away with the tide. So I was like, that's a pretty killer line. So I just built that entire song around that pretty much. And then,
So you basically you're finding the cornerstone of the song,
right. Yeah.
and then you
Because see,
lay on
people
top
have
of that.
most people are like, all right, let's start with a verse,
Yeah.
and let's have a trip and a journey, and let's see, we know where we want to start, where are we going to end. I have wrote the ending to a ton of songs, and then went back and had to fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
So it's like writing the end of a book.
Yeah. I was going to
And
say
then
that's
like
like a
that.
book writing.
I'm still going to be selfish and say this. I've told you before, but like I'm looking for the like Cullman South Walmart song. Like I want like the hyper local like
Dollar General special.
well,
The
not that's
Dollar
there's a
General
more specific like I'm at the Cullman Waffle House. Like here's what's happening.
Yeah, boy.
Just pulled off 157.
Listen,
I'm at the Waffle House, or I'm about
There's
to go
an
get
old
some
country
Duchess.
song about Coleman.
Yeah, that
There
don't
is,
surprise me.
If what is?
I know
the
which
name
one
of
you're
that
talking
song?
about. I cannot remember.
But
his
I want,
name.
I want like a double disc album, like you
Yeah,
know,
just
like it's
country.
all just. It's,
Well,
it's,
even Hank talked. I went down to the Mary Carter paint store.
yeah. Is that real?
Yeah. He said, "Give
That's
me
a
one of
line.
them 44
There you
Magnum
go.
44 Smith and Wesson Magnum."
Yeah,
44.
that's kind of what I'm talking about. Like, I'd love to see just an album of your experience here in Holly Pond, or you know.
All right. It's called Cullman, Alabama.
Yeah,
Pretty simple.
Yeah.
And it's by Nate Stuckey.
Stucky.
That's right.
Stuckey.
Nate
That's
Stuckey.
right.
Nate Stuckey.
Yeah.
I don't
I would play some, but copyright.
Are y'all? This is a question we've kind of been asking people that come on. I'll start with Tony. Are you close to your neighbors? Do you know your neighbors?
No. Well, kind of.
Do you know them?
No.
But they're nearby or nearish?
The neighbor to my right, from standing on my front porch, my neighbor to my right,
Yeah.
they're weird.
I mean, but Michael, does anybody really
No,
ever
That's
know their neighbor?
that's kind of the question.
They're not weird. They're just
All right,
they're
neighbor to
strange.
the right, if you're listening,
They're just strange.
call
to me.
in and tell us your side of the
They're
story.
strange to me, and I mean, they hardly ever wave.
So you don't do the 2-finger wave when you go by or anything?
See, I don't think all of them are strange. Just one of them. The son was like outside listening to heavy metal rock, like screamo music.
Yeah.
Well, petting kittens.
Maybe you just need to take them up.
I thought that was interesting. That was
Is that
years
not
ago.
what you do? Though?
Yeah, and that.
Well, I mean, maybe
Make them
I
a
don't know.
casserole. Be like,
Other than
welcome
that,
to the neighborhood.
They don't like the
Very
dad.
Aussie American.
The dad. I mean, we know each other. He
Okay,
just doesn't acknowledge us. It's weird.
So
likes-
it's not one of those neighbors where you're like, "Hey man, I'm going away for a few days. You make
No,
sure."
Check on my dog.
We
Yeah.
call the neighbor 2 doors down.
You got a different go-to.
Yeah, because he's actually an ex-cop, and he used to live to my left.
Takes
of
care
us.
of you.
He used to live to the left of us, and he actually adopted one of our puppies.
Okay.
Well, let me ask you this though, Tony. Do you live in like a cul-de-sac kind of thing?
No, I live out in Vinemont in the county.
Okay.
So there's some space.
Yeah. Now
bit of
there's a
space.
new neighbor, which I'll complain about on here. He has this giant floodlight that comes on in the middle of the
in your
freaking night.
room, in your window.
Thankfully, no. Well, thankfully, I sleep on the back side of the house,
Yeah.
but I can walk through the
Yeah.
house, and that thing is just
Yeah.
bright. I
These
was like,
guys,
"Man."
these new floodlights
Yeah,
are
they're-
for real.
yeah.
I have a neighbor. They're great. It's a little bit down the road from me, but they recently cut some trees down and put up some floodlights. And when you walk at night,
You can see.
man,
You can see
that place
everything.
is lit.
Who
Yeah.
needs a
see-
flashlight?
Yeah.
Like where I live
Yeah.
in Holly Pond is our compound. It's 40
So you know
acres
your
of-
neighbors.
yeah.
Is it like friends and family, or what is it?
Definitely.
Do you ever have
you
any
use
weird? I'm just kidding.
You use the
Any
word
weird neighbor?
compound. That's an
what
interesting.
I call it.
Okay.
That's our compound.
So you got kind of a
cul-de-sac?
a thing going there.
No, I mean it's. Well, y'all have been there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
I guess
It's-
Tony
it's
has.
I mean,
People-
pretty much every
Yeah, HOA.
house around your house is
No, it's
It's
not.
somebody
you're
you
related
know or
know.
family.
all own the property.
Oh, okay.
Like, my grandfather
okay,
and his family owned like 40 something acres, and my cousins live on it. My
Sometimes when you say
Aunt lives on
compound,
it.
you think maybe like
I think
cult
of
or
cult
something.
and-
Like
Yeah,
you got the
no.
Jesse
We're definitely
Priest
a
cult
cult.
going
We're
on out
definitely
there.
an
a cult.
8-foot fence all the way around, barbed wire.
no,
Is
and
that
it's
part
like-
of where we Don and I were lucky to shoot a video for Jesse?
Yeah.
Is that kind of
Yeah, you remember the field out there
Yeah,
where we
yeah.
shot the
So
video.
that's y'all's
So
whole-
all of that, like
And we were jumping in
All
the
the way over to
pond.
your
or not- we
house,
weren't,
yeah.
but we were filming
Yeah.
people jump into the pond, and it was a lot of fun. Don,
and so everything around there, pretty much is family owned.
Family owned.
And
there
then
you go.
Really?
Family built.
the old people across from us, they passed away.
Rotate.
Bless them. And
Did you just say rotate?
Road tide.
Oh, roll tide. I thought you meant like,
Family
okay,
owned-
well,
family
somebody's
owned-
out. Let's
family
grow
owned.
the compound.
Family
Yeah.
owned. Family
So,
built. Road
the
tide.
So y'all are tight.
yeah, like we're even in talks of like we don't want a subdivision or anything to
Yeah.
be built.
Yeah.
And so
that's-
like that family, we're trying to make sure that they're if they
like,
sell,
what are y'all
they sell
doing with
to
this?
us.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
if not,
You could have somebody
my
come in.
whole pastured front yard
Could
is
become
gonna
a
be
subdivision.
houses, and
Holy cow.
there's enough of that.
Can't walk outside.
Jesse Priest, what are you
So
going to
many
do if
subdivisions.
your front yard is you're looking out into a subdivision?
I'm gonna
You
move.
can't.
That's a different country album to write
Yeah,
right
I'm
there,
gonna
right? Like that's a different whole. That just changes.
This has always been my statement in the world. If I can't walk off my front or back porch and take a leak, I'm not gonna live there.
Hey, listen.
Listen, I live in the
That's
city,
why I
and
never
my
moved to
kids
Nashville.
do that anyway.
Well, see, they
so
can't get in trouble for that.
We can.
We
We can as adults.
Okay, at what age?
I would say 16.
It's
So
still minor though.
15. You're
Yeah,
going out
but-
and taking a leak in your front yard.
I mean, I wasn't, but
32.
My parents would
I
have
think,
beat
like-
me
I'll
with
do
the
that now.
longest stick they could
Just
find.
late at night, if I gotta go, if I'm coming home.
Is that not how y'all were taught to use the restroom?
Hey, when my
No, I mean, it's dead serious.
My mother would have beat me with the biggest stick she could have found if that had happened.
listen, that is not as bad as I heard. There's somebody I know. They used to.
Although real quick, funny story. She would make me go on the side of the interstate like it was nobody's business, but whatever.
Because those are strangers.
Yeah, strangers are okay, but people we know, they don't want to see that.
I know
Your
someone
neighbors.
that used to pee in the sink, like the kitchen
whoa,
sink.
whoa,
No,
whoa. We're
I'm
going.
out.
We just took a turn here.
Yeah, that was like
We just took a turn. Don, do you know your
That would have
neighbors?
definitely got you beat.
Do you know your neighbors, Don?
Do I know my neighbors? Yeah, I know my neighbors.
Are they y'all close?
I mean, define close. Like,
Are you cool
like,
with
are
that?
we on talking terms? Yes.
Like you see them outside, you wave,
Yeah.
but you,
Oh, yeah.
that's it. You're
I mean,
not
we
like
still-
going
we're-
over
we're
for
friendly.
lunch.
We're
or
very
anything.
friendly.
how friendly.
I mean, I'm not, at their house every night eating dinner or
Yeah.
anything.
Why
but,
not?
Well, I mean,
They're not
because
that close.
I guess I don't invite them to come over.
You don't
every
peep
day.
in
I
their
don't
window
know.
and like, what
But
you
they're
watching on
we're
TV?
We're very civil with each other.
okay.
But yeah, unfortunately, my neighbors are getting older. Of course, we're all getting older. We don't have that choice. But they're at the golden years of their lives and are getting there. And it's kind of sad because the neighbor across the street, her husband passed not too long
So
ago.
the neighborhood's changing.
And
It's changing
I'm
up.
just not. I mean, I'm
Eventually, you're gonna have a bunch of young folk in there.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm worried about because my neighbors now they're
Hooting
like
and
very
hollering.
quiet. They mow the yard on Saturdays about noon. They ain't getting up to
You gonna
super early. or
Don, are
nothing.
you gonna be one of those elderly people that's like you youngins?
Get out my yard.
I mean, I'm basically that way now.
He's
I'm not
already
even
there,
old.
man. He's already
get
there.
off my grass, you kid.
Your dang music.
Where's your parents?
Listen, Jesse, I know you're not a big Walmart guy,
Yeah.
but if you're going, if you had to, are you North or South Walmart?
Man, I don't know.
Is it just
It's kind of
depend?
hard for. I mean,
Right now, it's gonna be north because
Yeah.
like my fiance, like she uses their
pick up.
Oh,
not,
the
or not
app
their
and stuff?
pickup, but like she gets her prescriptions filled there.
The pharmacy,
okay.
yeah.
And it,
Yeah.
I don't really know if it's technically closer for me because like I live in Holly Pond, so
Yeah.
everything's 30
pretty much
minutes
straight
away.
east.
Yeah.
So if I take 157, because I'll take 278.
Yeah.
If I take 157, that's just straight shot.
Yeah, I think of that.
But if I have
think-
to come down 278 and then get on 31 and then go to Olive Street.
Yeah,
There's a lot of lights between here and
So,
there.
but then again, if I come through Welty, I'm on Bolte Road and I just come straight on over and just dip into the. It kind of depends. We base our whole day around like, are we gonna eat lunch?
Is it like coming into town? It's like we're gonna go into town. What are we gonna do?
Literally, because in Holly Pond, I
Yeah.
mean, we got 2 gas stations, a dollar
Yeah.
store, and a grocery store.
Yeah.
And so,
Where do y'all eat lunch?
we got the Holly Pond Cafe.
What about when you come into town? Do you?
Oh, if we come into
Yeah,
town,
when you come into town,
it
you're
just
like, where-
depends. What we're feeling,
Yeah.
Have
Y'all seen the new Pasquale's?
Yeah.
There's a
I
lot
wanted
going
to
on.
try
I've wanted to
something.
try. Has anybody tried it?
I wanted to play music there, and they won't contact me.
They're not, are
They-
they, doing,
Like,
are
do
they
they
doing
not do
live
that?
music though?
No, I'm gonna make them.
Gotta
You're
play
first,
sweet-
folks.
Pasquale's, if you're
You can
listening.
play
And
me.
we know you are.
Yeah.
Just pay me in sweet rolls.
Yep.
We know Pasquale's listening.
No, I think it would be a
We
good
see.
opportunity.
yeah.
I mean, because
I've-
they got that outside patio.
I suppose they got the
thing.
patio. I've seen their pictures. Don, have you seen them? They look
seen
good.
some of the pictures
Looks
and
pretty
design, yeah.
good.
Yeah.
What do you, Michael? What are you looking at?
I'm trying to look
He's
at
looking at
Don
the TV.
You're not,
when I'm
but
talking
you're
to
looking-
Don.
The TV's
What
like
about-
the perfect angle for
Yeah.
him to look at me. He's like,
I'm trying to look. What about?
"Hey, Michael, how's it going
Don,
over there?
how are
Tony, hey."
Yeah, we're gonna have to fix this the Brady Bunch
man.
layout thing. Oh man, Don,
I wanna
are you
tr-
North or South Walmart guy? You're
I'm definitely a North Walmart guy because A, it's just very convenient to my house, and B, to me it seems like there's less people.
Yeah.
And the store's a little bit smaller, so it's kind of easier.
Is the
to
store
get-
Is that
smaller?
true?
Yeah, it's
I
a
don't
little bit
think the
smaller. Is that
sm-
true?
store is
Yeah.
smaller.
How do we know
it's
this?
not as deep. Like when you walk in,
Is this just like you're guessing, or you?
no,
you
no.
have
I
some,
mean, that's the way it feels to me. Like when I walk in,
feels
like the back wall is closer to the front. So like
I'm
there's
not-
less to walk through in the middle. Maybe I don't know. I know it's about the same
Well, they were
length.
laughing at me yesterday because we talked about this. I always say I feel like there's like two different personalities, right? With the North and the South Walmart.
Well, what about you, Tony?
I'm a
or
North
south?
Walmart for the convenience.
Because you live over there.
Yeah, I live in Vinemont, so I like
Dang
close.
Yankee.
So, Michael,
Walmart
what
lover.
about you?
I'm North too, but like when I'm in
yeah?
town here at the station, it's a toss up. But I always feel like the South is just a little
Why
bit
is it a toss-up,
edgier.
man?
See,
It's a
and
little
this is
edgier.
the
North.
Like, and I told Tony this, like the South Walmart vibe to me is like if I were starting a band, I might meet my drummer or bassist in there. Like it's a little bit,
Or your
understand.
groupie.
And
yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And at the North Walmart, you meet
Speaking
your
of
accountant.
Walmart, guys,
That's right. You're gonna
June-
bump into your accountant at the North Walmart.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a selfless plug here.
Okay. What do you got going on, Jesse?
Oh, God. Sorry, microphone. Hold on. There we go. There. June 15th, I will be playing at the South Walmart.
No way. See?
Oh, yeah.
I told you.
They're having
they're
their,
more artsy or something.
The South
They're
Walmart
having their
their
children's hospital
car show.
There it
car
is.
show.
car
Darn,
show.
I'm-
There you
yeah.
go.
Right?
Yeah.
That like I feel like in one of the side, where they have businesses, like the not Walmart part, but
Yeah.
like one of those could be a tattoo parlor in the
Y'all
South
should
Walmart.
y'all should come to a Don
Right?
Talk
You don't
over
think so?
there.
Yeah.
The South
If-
Walmart?
You know.
It's just a little more edgy.
Well, I
artsy.
mean, me and Michael have this thing about Huntsville and Birmingham. Like
I do
Huntsville,
too.
we love going to Huntsville.
Me too.
I mean, Huntsville
different personalities.
but Birmingham has that spice.
Got a little.
There's something like
Here's my.
you might get shot. You might. I'm just kidding.
You're
Sorry,
not
Birmingham
kidding.
people.
You're not kidding.
But
I feel like I can say
like I
that.
feel
I
that's
mean-
kind of how the WalMarts here feel. Like you got the North Walmart, which is the Huntsville Walmart.
Oh, is
and
it?
Then, well, I mean,
Is it?
It kind of feels like the Huntsville Walmart.
What?
Yeah, I mean, it feels like the Huntsville.
I feel
Walmart.
like
It
they
really
with
does.
the renovation, they're trying to be a little Target.
Let me
Yeah.
just
It
say.
feels like
and
Target.
then like the South Walmart has that spice. Spice.
I've never been
there
to
might
the
be some
Huntsville
people
Walmart.
on
This
some
is so
spice there.
ridiculous, but I think
Too
it's
many
true.
fingers and stuff. No.
Wait. So
Wait, tell us about this Walmart event. It's out in the parking lot. It's a car show.
It's a car show. They're
music.
gonna have like Paw Patrol stuff, a bunch of food trucks.
Kids are
like-
going to be there.
And
What is it, though? Is it
goes
just a
to
celebration?
support Children's Hospital. I think. I think it's the
okay.
Children's Hospital. Like they do an annual thing, and I've played at a couple of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, June 15th, I'll be playing there from
What time to what time?
10,
June
30
15th.
No, 10 to 11:30.
My question is this.
And then following that, I'll have Hippie Fest at the Arrowhead RV Park.
Ooh, hippie
There you
fest.
go.
Come on up.
Come on now.
Come on.
Hold
See them
on. Let's
hippies.
slow down. June 15th
Yep.
at Walmart parking lot.
Somewhere in
parking
the
lot.
Walmart parking lot.
In the parking lot. You're playing. We don't have a time or
Yeah.
Yeah,
he-
10 to
10.
11:30.
I just missed that. 10 to 11.
Now it's going to be from like 10 to 2. I think the whole
during the day.
shindig is.
It's a
yeah.
So
Saturday,
you're just
I'm
playing for an
guessing?
hour. Okay.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
Saturday.
this is Saturday right
Saturday.
after Second Fridays.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Second Fridays on Saturday, go to the car show. Perfect
And it'll be
weekend.
just me. And then if you want to hear the
That'll
full
be fun.
band, you can come out to Arrowhead RV for Hippie
Where's
Fest.
Arrowhead
There you go.
RV? Where
It's
is
down
that?
222.
Like way down or
On down the road.
on down the road?
You know where the totem pole is?
Yeah.
I do.
You
Yeah.
go past that.
Oh, dang.
So you're way out
Like
there.
you're getting out there towards Jones Chapel or Crane Hill, excuse me.
Yeah. It's
Almost
it's,
to Crane Hill.
I don't. Yeah,
All right.
pretty much.
All right, guys. If you want to see Jesse Priest, there it is.
A lot of
and we
vendors
do
and
want to
stuff.
see him.
Yeah.
What about this weekend? We're going to air this. We're about to put this show
Tonight
out
I'll
there.
be at Crawl Mama's.
Crawl Mamas in Gunnersville.
And then tomorrow's private gig. So
Private gig at the
Yeah.
compound.
at another compound. in Dodge, or in Garden
compound.
City.
Wow.
And
All right.
Well,
Look at this guy. We got to do this again.
definitely.
Guys, I feel like I didn't ask half the questions I wanted to.
well,
I have
Don
one
and
more
Jesse.
thing.
Ask
Okay.
another question.
All
I
right.
have another thing.
What do you got?
Am I the only one that seen the post about the guy doing donuts in Puckett's parking lot and running into the building?
I didn't see that.
Yeah,
I didn't see this.
Yeah.
Okay, so this
Hit the
guy
gas line.
apparently,
Hold on, back up. Puckett's, north end of
Puckett's.
town.
yeah.
They don't have a big.
They don't have a big parking
In the
lot.
back?
And see, this is my thing. I don't think he was
That doesn't make sense.
a Cullmanite. I don't think he was native,
that makes
only
sense.
because they found his car. This is how they found him. He stayed at the hotel behind it.
Okay.
Is that not right, Don?
It is, yeah. But I'd forgotten that part, yeah.
Or did he get drunk and
Wait.
do
What do you
donuts?
mean? He's at the hotel and just I'm bored.
He was
I wanna
from
go
out of
eat.
town, I'm pretty sure.
So I go to
I
Puckett's.
go to Puckett's.
I'm gonna do some donuts because
Why?
I just
That's not a
wanna
big
cut
parking
loose.
lot. I don't feel like to
That's
do
not
donuts.
a donut parking
You're not doing. Yeah, that's not what you
Go to
think.
Walmart.
I mean,
Walmart
maybe for you
or the
amateurs, it's not a
fairgrounds,
donut parking
right?
lot.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I mean, you gotta be.
I want to know what kind of car he was driving, but yeah, apparently they found him because his car.
He was right across the street.
I guess he
at the
ran
hotel.
into the building, pulled out, and went back to his hotel room
Across the street.
Across the street, and then I guess what do? Go to sleep?
Hey,
They won't find me here.
Not here. Not in the middle of this parking lot.
His tires are still smoking. I mean, what
play
is-
stupid games, win super prizes, right?
That's where the burnout trail led. Parking lot.
I painted my front of my car to look like it got
I didn't
wrecked.
see that, but I did. We did post last night. We saw
Oh,
the
the Scooby-Doo van.
Did you see that? The
Yeah.
Scooby Doo, the mystery,
Oh, is that
Mystery
real?
machine.
the mystery machine. Yeah, it's like jacked up too.
I bet
It's
they're
on.
headed to the South Walmart this weekend.
All right, guys. If you missed it, go see Jesse Priest at Walmart, the South Walmart parking lot, June 15th.
June 15th. He's going to be at
And
Craw
then
Mamas
at
tonight.
Arrowhead, Craw Mamas tonight in Gunnersville.
Yeah.
And then the
Definitely worth it.
Arrowhead
Arrowhead
RV
on the 15th.
not the
Hippie Fake.
15th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the 15th?
Yeah, June 15th.
June-
will
Oh,
be
you got two shows on June
Yeah.
15th.
Yeah.
Where have I been this
10
whole time?
a.m.
You ain't paying attention,
Man,
Michael.
I'm looking at
You
the
look it
boxes.
up.
Just trying to look around.
Maybe you've been spending too much time at Hippie Fest.
Right.
I got you.
Or,
June 15th, he's got.
or like Tony and I were talking about the mosquito
oh, yeah.
that used to come by. Did y'all? If you lived in the city back in the day, they used to have. They may still do have the mosquito truck that came
yeah.
by, and it's like they're spraying on. And I'm thinking, man, we're just out here playing. What are
Yeah,
we
used to
breathing?
go play in that.
What do
when I
you?
was
What
a
are
we
we?
didn't
So
get
that's
that
why
in
I
the
missed
county.
it. I got
No,
the
we got mosquitoes.
mosquito fog.
We
you
got
know?
bit. We got
kid.
bit.
You got the super cancer of the brain.
Exactly
Microplastic.
right.
Hey.
Yeah. All right, you've been listening to the MCTV Summer Takeover podcast. I'm Michael Sapp.
And I'm Tony.
I'm Jesse Priest.
And I'm Don.
Yeah, baby.
Check in, keep listening. We're going to be coming all the time, all summer,
long, baby.
every week. Keep an
Irene.
eye out.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah,
sir.
We'll see y'all next time.
Stay groovy.